In the early days of March 2025, just as the world was processing the sad news of actor Gene Hackman's passing, a different, far more sinister story began to spread like an out-of-control fire across the internet. It was a story that seemed to emerge from the darkest corners of fiction, yet it was presented as shocking breaking news. On platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, videos and posts claimed that an unbelievable discovery had been made at Hackman's secluded Santa Fe estate. The headlines were designed to grab your attention instantly, using dramatic language and promising to reveal a secret the legendary actor had supposedly kept hidden from the world for decades. This was not just a simple rumor, it was a meticulously crafted piece of viral content. The speed at which this story traveled was a testament to the power of modern social media algorithms, which are often designed to promote shocking and engaging content regardless of its accuracy. Millions of people saw these claims within a matter of days. The initial news of Hackman's death at age 95, alongside his wife Betsy Arakawa, was somber and tragic. But this new narrative transformed their passing into a lurid mystery. It hijacked a moment of genuine loss and twisted it into a sensational spectacle, feeding a public appetite for conspiracy and the idea that even our most respected public figures might lead dark, secret lives hidden just below the surface of their public personas. The narrative was particularly effective because it tapped into the mystique surrounding Gene Hackman himself. After retiring from acting, he had famously retreated from the Hollywood spotlight, choosing to live a quiet and intensely private life in New Mexico. This privacy, once seen as a respectable choice for a man who'd given so much of himself to his craft, was reframed by the rumor mongers as something suspicious. It created a blank canvas onto which they could project their wildest fantasies. The lack of public information about his later years made it easier for people to believe that anything could have been happening behind the closed gates of his sprawling compound, making the ground fertile for such a dark and twisted story to take root. As the story was shared and reshared, it began to take on a life of its own, with different versions adding new, ever more disturbing details. People weren't just passively consuming this information, they were actively participating in its spread, adding their own comments, theories, and speculations. Each share and comment added a layer of perceived legitimacy, creating a powerful echo chamber where the line between fact and fiction became hopelessly blurred for many. The digital wildfire was burning bright, and the truth was becoming one of its first and most significant casualties, lost in the smoke of online sensationalism and the public's fascination with a good, dark story. The details of the fabricated story were as vivid as they were horrifying, seemingly pulled from the script of a Hollywood thriller. The central claim was that following the discovery of Hackman and his wife's bodies, law enforcement had stumbled upon a hidden entrance on the property. This entrance, the story went, led to a sprawling secret tunnel complex buried deep beneath the New Mexico earth. The descriptions painted a chilling picture of long, descending staircases leading into a dark underworld that defied all reasonable explanation. It was a narrative designed to provoke shock and disbelief, playing on our deepest fears about what could be hidden just out of sight, even in the homes of people we thought we knew. The tale grew more elaborate with each telling. Some versions of the rumor, particularly those found in viral YouTube videos, claimed the tunnels were filled with strange and inexplicable objects. They spoke of bizarre, ancient-looking symbols scrawled on the walls, suggesting some kind of ritualistic activity. Other accounts mentioned the presence of antique machinery of unknown purpose, adding a layer of industrial mystery to the already sinister discovery. These specific, tangible details made the story feel more real to its audience, as if it were based on a genuine eyewitness account rather than pure invention. The creators of this fiction understood that specificity is the key to making a lie believable. Perhaps the most disturbing and widely circulated element of the hoax was the claim that the tunnel contained a mass grave. The numbers varied, but one particularly shocking version, which gained immense traction, alleged that the preserved corpses of 701 individuals had been found within the hidden chambers. This grotesque detail transformed the story from a strange mystery into a tale of an alleged serial killer, casting Gene Hackman, a beloved and respected actor, in the role of a monstrous villain. The sheer scale of this invented crime was part of its viral appeal. It was so audacious and horrifying that for some it paradoxically became more believable. It was a claim designed to bypass rational thought and trigger a purely emotional, horrified reaction. These narratives were often accompanied by what appeared to be supporting evidence, but was in reality a collection of unrelated or digitally altered visuals. The viral videos used stock footage of tunnels, caves, and police investigations, all carefully edited together to create a convincing but completely false sequence of events. Computer-generated imagery was employed to create the most fantastical elements, like the strange symbols or the sheer scale of the underground complex. To the casual viewer scrolling through their social media feed, this blend of real and fake footage created a powerful illusion of authenticity, making it incredibly difficult to distinguish the elaborate lie from the tragic reality of the situation. While the internet was consumed with lurid tales of secret tunnels and mass graves, the actual circumstances of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's deaths were being quietly and professionally investigated by the authorities in New Mexico. The official findings, released by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the New Mexico Medical Examiner, painted a picture that was not sensational or mysterious, but deeply and simply tragic. There was no raid, no FBI involvement, and certainly no discovery of an underground complex. Instead, the truth was a quiet story of illness, age, and natural causes, a far cry from the horror movie plot circulating online. It was a human tragedy, not a criminal conspiracy. According to the official report from medical examiner Dr. Heather Jarrell, Betsy Arakawa, who was 65, had passed away first. Her cause of death was determined to be hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a rare but serious respiratory illness that is transmitted through contact with infected rodents or their droppings. The report noted that the couple's home was cluttered and that a door had been left open, conditions that could have unfortunately allowed for exposure to the virus. This finding pointed to a sad and unfortunate accident of nature, a stark contrast to the malicious human intent suggested by the online rumors. It was a devastating illness, not a dark secret, that claimed her life. Gene Hackman, at the age of 95, was found to have died several days after his wife. The medical examiner concluded that his death was the result of natural causes. His official cause of death was listed as severe heart disease with a failing pacemaker. Furthermore, the report noted that Alzheimer's disease was a significant contributing factor, which likely affected his ability to recognize his wife's condition or to seek help for himself. Rather than the monstrous figure from the online hoax, the reality was that of an elderly man battling his own serious health issues who ultimately succumbed to them alone after his wife had tragically passed away. The scene was one of neglect born from illness, not of malice. The investigation by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office corroborated the medical examiner's findings completely. They found absolutely no evidence of foul play, no signs of a struggle, and nothing to suggest any criminal activity had taken place at the residence. One of the couple's dogs was also found deceased, a sad detail that underscored the quiet tragedy of the scene. The official conclusion was clear and unequivocal. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa died of natural causes and a tragic illness. The lurid stories spreading online had no basis in any fact, evidence, or official statement related to their passing, standing as a complete and total fabrication. In the face of the viral onslaught of misinformation, credible news outlets and dedicated fact-checking organizations began the crucial work of investigating the claims about the secret tunnel. Groups like Snopes and journalists at Yahoo News took the lead. applying rigorous journalistic standards to the sensational rumors. Their process was methodical. They sought out primary sources, contacted the relevant authorities, and traced the origin of the story. They didn't just dismiss the claims, they did the work to prove them false. Their mission was to cut through the noise and provide the public with something that was becoming increasingly rare in the online discussion: the verifiable truth. The first and most important step in the debunking process was to check with official sources. Fact-checkers reached out directly to the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the New Mexico Medical Examiner's Office. Both agencies confirmed on the record that the rumors were entirely baseless. They reiterated that their comprehensive investigations found no tunnel, no mass grave, and absolutely no evidence of any criminal conspiracy. This official denial was the cornerstone of the debunking effort, providing a solid foundation of fact to counter the wave of fiction. There was simply no credible, on-the-ground evidence to support any part of the wild story. Investigators then turned their attention to the source of the rumor itself. They traced the origin of the story back to a sensationalist YouTube channel called The Ultimate Discovery. An analysis of the channel revealed that its purpose was not to report news, but to create viral infotainment. In fact, buried within the channel's description was a disclaimer stating that its content was created for entertainment purposes and often blended fact with fiction. The video about Hackman, which had amassed over 800,000 views, was not a piece of investigative journalism, but a work of fiction masquerading as news, designed specifically to generate clicks and ad revenue by exploiting a recent tragedy. Finally, the fact-checkers dismantled the so-called evidence presented in the viral videos. They demonstrated that the visuals were a deceptive mix of stock footage, clips from unrelated news reports, and computer-generated imagery. There were no authentic photos or videos from inside Hackman's property, because no such scene had ever been discovered. The property was sold in early 2026 for millions of dollars, and the new owners reported no unusual findings. By exposing the fabricated nature of the visuals and the disingenuous source of the story, fact-checkers were able to definitively label the Gene Hackman secret tunnel rumor as what it was: a complete and utter hoax. The bizarre story about Gene Hackman's secret tunnel was not an isolated incident. In fact, it fits into a recurring and strangely specific pattern of misinformation that has emerged in recent years: the celebrity tunnel hoax. This trope involves fabricating a story about a vast hidden tunnel network being discovered beneath a famous person's home, usually right after their death is announced. The details often include sinister elements like mass graves or evidence of other shocking crimes. The Hackman rumor was simply the latest and one of the most viral examples of a formula that has proven to be highly effective at capturing the public's imagination and generating online traffic for deceitful content creators. Looking back, we can see this pattern repeated with other high-profile individuals. For example, a nearly identical false rumor circulated following the death of actor and director Rob Reiner in December 2025. Fabricated reports claimed that a secret tunnel system had been found under his Los Angeles home, containing the bodies of 17 dead women. Just like the Hackman story, this hoax spread rapidly on social media, was traced back to unreliable websites, and was thoroughly debunked by fact-checkers. The narrative was essentially a cut-and-paste job, with only the celebrity's name and a few minor details changed to fit the new subject. It shows a clear and cynical strategy at play. This trend isn't limited to Hollywood figures either. In January 2026, another fabricated story claimed that a drug tunnel had been discovered beneath a Minneapolis mansion, falsely linking it to a prominent local business figure. Again, the story followed the same playbook. It originated on ad-heavy, untrustworthy websites that likely used artificial intelligence to generate the content. It was filled with sensational but baseless claims, and it was quickly proven false by legitimate news sources. The repetition of this specific secret tunnel narrative suggests that content farms have identified it as a particularly potent formula for generating viral engagement and, consequently, advertising revenue from clicks. The existence of this pattern is revealing. It tells us that these hoaxes are not organic rumors that spring up spontaneously from public suspicion. Instead, they are manufactured products created and distributed by a network of bad actors who understand the psychology of social media. They know that the combination of a celebrity's death, the allure of a hidden secret, and a shocking criminal accusation is almost guaranteed to go viral. The Gene Hackman tunnel story was not a unique mystery. It was just another episode in an ongoing series of cynical and exploitative fictions designed to deceive the public for profit. The question that naturally arises is why so many people are quick to believe and share such outlandish stories. The answer lies deep within human psychology and our innate attraction to narratives that are more exciting than everyday reality. Sensational stories, especially those involving mystery, conspiracy, and dark secrets, tap into a fundamental part of our nature that loves a good puzzle. The mundane truth that an elderly man and his wife died tragically from illness and old age is sad, but it is not captivating. A tale of a hidden tunnel and a secret life, however, ignites the imagination and provides a sense of drama and intrigue that many people find irresistible. Furthermore, there is a psychological phenomenon known as confirmation bias, which plays a significant role in the spread of such hoaxes. For individuals who already hold a cynical view of the wealthy and famous, or who are prone to believing in conspiracy theories, a story like the Hackman tunnel rumor doesn't seem so far-fetched. It confirms their pre-existing belief that powerful people lead secret, often depraved, lives hidden from public view. Sharing the story becomes a way of validating their worldview, and they are less likely to question its source or seek out contradictory information because it aligns so perfectly with what they already suspect to be true about the world. The passing of a beloved celebrity also creates a unique emotional vulnerability. When a public figure we have admired for decades dies, it can feel like a personal loss and a reminder of our own mortality. This emotional state can make us more susceptible to misinformation. A grand, mysterious story about their death can, in a strange way, feel more fitting for a larger-than-life personality than a simple, quiet end. It provides a narrative that matches the scale of their fame. The drama of the hoax can serve as a distraction from the simple, painful grief of their absence, replacing sadness with a sense of mystery and excitement. Finally, the social dynamics of the internet greatly amplify these tendencies. In the world of social media, sharing information is a form of social currency. Sharing a shocking or secret story makes the sharer feel like they are in the know, providing their friends and followers with exclusive, important information. This desire to be a source of interesting content often overrides the impulse to verify its accuracy. The immediate gratification of likes, shares, and comments creates a powerful incentive to pass along the rumor without a second thought, allowing the lie to build momentum and spread far faster than the quiet, less exciting truth ever could. While it is easy to focus on those who believe and share these hoaxes, it is just as important to understand the motives of those who create them in the first place. The Gene Hackman tunnel rumor was not a spontaneous myth. It was a product manufactured for a specific purpose, and that purpose is almost always financial. The internet economy has given rise to a shadowy industry of content farms and sensationalist websites that exist solely to generate advertising revenue. They are not in the business of journalism or truth-telling. They're in the business of capturing eyeballs. And nothing captures eyeballs quite like a shocking, fabricated story about a beloved celebrity. These operations function like digital factories, churning out articles and videos designed for maximum virality. They often use artificial intelligence to generate text and rely on clickbait headlines to lure in readers from social media. The articles themselves are typically hosted on websites cluttered with advertisements. Every time a person clicks on the link to read the lurid tale of a secret tunnel, the website owner earns a small amount of money from the ad impressions. When a story goes viral and is viewed by millions of people, as the Hackman hoax was, these small amounts add up to a significant payday for the purveyors of the lie. The creators of this content operate with a cynical understanding of both human nature and technology. They know that stories involving death, celebrities, and conspiracy are potent combinations. They exploit search engine optimization and social media algorithms, using keywords like shocking, secret, and revealed to ensure their fabricated stories appear high in search results and on people's feeds. The YouTube channel that originated the Hackman rumor, The Ultimate Discovery, even included a disclaimer that its content was partly fictional, a tactic used to shield itself from accusations of libel, while still presenting the story in a way that most viewers would interpret as factual. This business model represents a fundamental corruption of the promise of a free and open internet. Instead of being a tool for enlightenment and connection, it is being weaponized to profit from deception and exploit public grief. There is very little accountability for these actors. By the time a story is thoroughly debunked, the creators have already made their money and moved on to manufacturing the next viral hoax. They are not interested in their reputation or journalistic integrity because they have none. Their only metric for success is traffic, and they are willing to publish any lie necessary to achieve it, leaving a trail of misinformation in their wake. In the end, the saga of Gene Hackman's secret tunnel serves as a powerful modern fable about the battle between truth and fiction. The rumor was a captivating story, full of mystery, darkness, and the kind of shocking twists we expect from a movie. It offered a narrative that was, in its own way, more compelling than the quiet, sad reality. But it was not real. The truth, as confirmed by official reports and diligent fact-checkers, was simple, tragic, and devoid of conspiracy. Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were victims of illness and the frailties of old age, not the architects of some vast, hidden criminal enterprise. It is natural to be drawn to mystery. Stories are how we make sense of the world, and a dramatic story can often feel more satisfying than a simple, unadorned fact. We love the idea that there are secrets lying just beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. This fascination is harmless when we are reading a novel or watching a film, but it becomes dangerous when we allow it to cloud our judgment in the real world. Allowing ourselves to be swept away by a sensational hoax dishonors the memory of those involved and contributes to a media environment where lies can travel faster and farther than the truth. This is why the simple facts matter so much. They provide us with a solid ground on which to stand in a world that is increasingly flooded with digital noise and deliberate deception. The work of journalists, fact-checkers, and officials who painstakingly piece together the truth is more critical than ever. They provide the necessary anchor that keeps us from being swept away by the tide of misinformation. The truth about Gene Hackman's final days is not a thriller, but it is a story of a real human life and a real human loss, and that deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, free from the distortions of those who would exploit it for clicks. Ultimately, we all have a role to play in choosing truth over fiction. It requires a conscious effort to pause before we share, to question the source of a shocking story, and to seek out credible information. The allure of a dramatic rumor will always be strong, but the integrity of the truth holds a more enduring power. The story of Gene Hackman should be remembered for his incredible contributions to film and his quiet life in retirement, not for a malicious and baseless internet hoax. By insisting on the facts, we not only honor his legacy, but also reaffirm our own commitment to a world where truth, in its simple and sometimes sad reality, is valued above all else.